Welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils show, coming to you live from the one, the only Studio K, presented by Circle K. Head to any Circle K Arizona location where you can get any size Polar Pop or Froster for just 79 cents now through September 3rd. I am Anthony Totri, joined as always by Old Reliable, Abracadanielle. Danielle behind the Mac, making all of the magic happen. Guys, do us a solid. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. William already in the chat. Did the servers get fixed yet? I am sure a large chunk of the nation that pre-ordered EA Sports College Football 25 is asking the same question. The game is out. If you pre-ordered it, was out, I believe, 31 minutes ago as we are recording right now. Of course, if you didn't opt to pay extra money and get it early, then I believe the game comes out July 19th. So it will be public for everybody at that point. But that doesn't change the fact that we're going to be talking about the Arizona State Sun Devils in EA Sports College Football 25 today. We are also going to be talking about Clemson and Florida State potentially joining the Big 12. We've got some updates on that and potentially what it might do to the rest of college football. And then, of course, we're going to wrap things up talking a little bit about Bobby Hurley and the Arizona State Sun Devils. They have a non-conference opponent set for December. We are going to get into all of that. But again, it is just me today. So chat, go crazy, do what you do. Let's have a conversation about the Arizona State Sun Devils in EA Sports College Football 25. Now, we do have ratings for the entire team. I was able to get my hands on those, but we're going to start off with the highest rated players that are Sun Devils in EA Sports College Football 25, starting with the man, the myth, the Scat. Cameron Skattebo, running back for your Arizona State Sun Devils. He is an 85 overall. He is the highest rated player on the Sun Devils in the game. Now, I do have all of the attributes that I'm going to pull up right now. I'll be able to give them to you. So, Scat has an 85 overall. He's an 89 speed. He's got 80 strength, 87 agility, 89 acceleration, 88 awareness, 88 broken tackle, 89 truck. That sounds about right. That sounds about right for Scat. Honestly, I'm totally comfortable with the rating of an 85 for Scat. And you look at the rest of that running back room, it is pretty solid. Okay, DeCarlos Brooks is a 78. Raleek Brown is a 78 with 94 speed. Now, of course, the other running back, the transfer running back that Arizona State was able to get from Colorado, that is Alton McCaskill. He is an 81 overall, 91 speed, 69 strength, nice, 92 agility, 94 acceleration, 83 awareness, 76 broken tackle, 75 trucking. Again, Alton McCaskill, the transfer from Colorado, also started his career at Houston, had a phenomenal freshman season. Highly anticipate Alton McCaskill being a dominant running back for the Sun Devils for years to come, maybe not just this season. But you look at that running back room as a whole in this video game, I'm taking that. And Danielle, I'd love to get your 2 cents on that. You got 280 running backs, one that hasn't even ever suited up for a Sun Devil. You got the Carlos Brooks at a 78. I'll take that for RB3. And then Raleek Brown, who we're going to see a lot of this season with a 94 speed. I'm here for it. The running back room seems to be the most loaded part of this Arizona State roster in the game.
If you have, 4 running backs in the same room on the same team rated over 75, you're doing all right.
Yeah, 78s for your 4 running backs. I'll take that.
I absolutely take that.
Running back you. That's what we're doing. Okay. Let's get to the quarterbacks, because the quarterbacks were already leading up to this game going to be an interesting part of what Arizona State looked like in this video game. And honestly, I don't hate the ratings. Sam Leavitt, the quarterback for Arizona State, who is expected to be the starter for the Sun Devils this season, is a 76 overall, okay? He's an 81 speed, which is honestly higher than I thought he was going to be in this game. 62 strength, 79 agility. The list goes on and on. But before we move on to any of the other players, I want to get to the other quarterbacks in this room. Trenton Bourguet. Trenton Bourguet is a 63 overall in this game. Are we serious? A 63 overall for Trenton Bourguet? That's a little ridiculous to me. I don't think Trenton should be that low. I know there was some moments last season that weren't great. I know overall Trenton Bourguet hasn't been a overall superstar in college football, but he has been a serviceable quarterback for Arizona State, more so the year before last, where he had multiple 400-yard passing games, where up until last season, he was the only quarterback that was on a team that beat Michael Penix Jr. and the Washington Huskies. And you're telling me this man is a 63 overall? That is horseshit. That should not be how it looks. But again, the quarterback room for your Arizona State Sun Devils, if you are loading up your dynasty right now, Sharon says her game's downloading right now, I'll tell you what, the quarterback position is probably what you're going to want to be recruiting heavily after your first season, given what you can already see from Arizona State's quarterback room. What I will say is, listed as a freshman, Sam Leavitt, obviously a lot of juice, a lot of room to grow in this video game. So we've gotten to the running backs. We have gotten to the quarterback. Let's go ahead. Let's get to the offensive line, where me, Shane, and Eric all thought the highest rated player would be, and that is Lee Fautanu. Lee Fautanu, the starting center for your Arizona State Sun Devils, is an 83 overall. I don't hate it. I thought he should have been the highest rated player on this team, but you look at the rest of the Sun Devil offensive line, and I'll be honest, you're going to want to probably recruit some of those too. You got Josh Atkins at a 78. They have him pegged to start at the left tackle role. They've got Ben Coleman, who didn't play much last season because of an injury, at left guard. He is a 74 overall. As we said, Lee Fautanu is an 83. At right guard, they have Sean Na, who was a true freshman last season, bounced all over the offensive line, but played solid minutes at a 75. And then you have Max Ian Anchor at right tackle at a 74 overall. Look, you've got some talented running backs on this roster for Arizona State, but at the end of the day, you might have a tough time running the football and protecting your quarterback, because as it stands right now, Lee Fautanu is the only offensive lineman on the team that is rated higher than a 79. So it is going to be a little bit of a challenge if you're, again, loading up the dynasty mode. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some time for you to make some noise with Arizona State. But hey, if you're going to grind out this game, this is what you want. Arizona State is honestly the perfect team. The perfect team to load up a dynasty, because you have some really solid key pieces on both sides of the ball, and they've got a lot of room to grow, right? You got a young roster. You got a great intro to the stadium, which we're going to get to in a little bit. The jerseys are fantastic. It's sunny, it's shiny, and I'll tell you what, that's how you're going to go recruit some of these blue chip 5-star dudes to come play for you in Tempe. This game looks tough as hell. I'm going to be honest. The game looks hard, but I love that. I love that it's going to be a challenge. I love that recruiting is going to be difficult, and PHNX Sports nails it. Grow the bamboo. Okay, that's what you're going to be doing in Tempe when you load up EA Sports College Football 25. Guys, the game is out. The game is here. Okay? Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. If you're watching on Twitter, go to the tweet below. Come join us over here on YouTube. Have some fun in the chat. Let's get to some of these comments. Will asking about Scat here. What's his kicking rating, though? That's great. That is absolutely fantastic. Will also in the chat. Going to run the wishbone offense with these running backs. You might need to just run all running backs at all times with these Arizona State Sun Devils. And then Will with another great point here. TB16 should have 99 awareness and mid-90s accuracy. Hey, you're not going to hear me arguing. I can't find Jeff Sims, though. Jeff Sims, I don't believe, is on the Arizona State roster as it stands right now. Mike Luke, do you have a response? That is where I'm at. We also have Chad Johnson in the chat with a comment a little bit earlier saying, I've played the game once, probably won't ever play it again. Oh, well, that's sad, man. Why? Why? Why don't you want to play the game, man? Look, these two behind me, Kenny Dillingham wants you to play this game, and Scat wants you to score some touchdowns with him in this game. Let's go. Turn me up, Daniel. I feel like nobody's excited. Nobody's like as excited as me for this game. I told you before the show, I wish we could just play it for an hour and call it a day.
To be fair, that's a really high bar.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I don't know if anybody's as excited for this game as you, but I feel like the excitement's out there. I had so many people like on their Instagram stories, tweeting, whatever, talking, like showing pictures of them downloading it. Like there's excitement around this game.
I talked to Jalen.
They're not as excited as you.
I mean, they can't be. They can't be as excited as me. I talked to Jalen Conyers a couple days ago when he found out his rating. He got it from somebody, and he's an 87 overall, which I absolutely love. Jalen Conyers, if he was still on the roster, would be the highest rated player on the Arizona State team. It sucks that he is not in a Sun Devil uniform. I will tell you that. But who knows? Maybe in the game they'll give him an extra COVID year, and you can like re-recruit him back. That would be awesome. I'm here for that. Let's bring him back. Let's bring BJ Green back. Jordan Clark, come home. Okay? Just come home. That's all we want. Okay? House of Heat Sports in the chat. In my dynasty, I'm going to be better than Dilly, Frank Kush, and Nick Saban ever will be. House of Heat Sports, I will raise you and say that you're going to be better than Dilly, Frank Kush, and Nick Saban combined. Okay? Not just individually. I need everybody to get juiced in this game and have some fun because I feel like this is Christmas. Okay? Everybody should be excited to play this game. This has been a game years and years and years in the making. I saw somebody that was like, I'm just going to run backwards 11 yards in solidarity so you can put the NCAA 14 game to rest. Okay? That's what needs to happen. I need everybody to be excited to load up as an Arizona State Sun Devil. Sharon in the chat, how did the ratings change over the season? So are you talking online like as the actual college football season goes on, or are you talking like individually in the game? Because I believe those will certainly be two different things as it relates to when the actual season goes on, similar to Madden, similar to 2K. The ratings will be updated by EA on from my understanding, a weekly basis. So you will probably see some drastic shifts pretty early on in the season, and things will start to even out as the season kind of progresses. And then if you're talking individually, like you're not playing online, then I believe it is simply based off of, the ratings and the progression. And I believe similar again to Madden and 2K, you can individually work on players to try and get their ratings to be higher as their career goes on, whether that be at Arizona State or anywhere else. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Brian in the chat just finished a season with ASU and NCAA 14 and won an Alamo Bowl game as a U of A Wildcat. Are you saying you are a U of A Wildcat and you played this game as an Arizona State Sun Devil? Am I reading that correctly, Danielle? I feel like I am.
That's what I think it is.
I'm here for that, dude. I'm absolutely here for that. Like, keep your enemies close, right? Like, that's exactly what you need to be doing.
To be fair, U of A is pretty garbage in that
game. I mean, we were talking earlier, right? They got some good players on their team. I think Noah Fafita, he's an 89 overall. T-Max a 94 with 91 speed. That's scary for a 6'5 wide receiver. He's going to be pretty broken in this game. I'm interested to see that. Which players in this game are going to be broken, right? Like you have that in most video games, not just sports video games, where there's a character, there's an ability, there's something that you just play it and you're like, this is too good. Like this person should not be this. I feel like T-Mac might be one of those players. Like, it's going to be tough because he's in the Big 12.
I feel like every SEC team is going to have one of those OP guys.
All of the good SEC teams.
Yeah, all the good SEC teams are just going to be so OP. Like, you're not even going to be able to deal with them.
No, you're not.
But we'll see.
I'm here for it. I'm juiced. Let's get back into some player ratings, getting to the defensive side of the ball. Got Kamari Wilson. I was kind of surprised to see his overall rating. Let's go ahead and throw that up on the screen. We have him at an 84 overall. Kamari Wilson, the Florida transfer for Arizona State. We've talked pretty much all offseason about this safety room and the depth that they have, but I'm going to be honest, I didn't expect Kamari Wilson to be an 84 overall with 87 speed. His strength isn't the greatest at a 68, but the rest of the safety room is really solid. You got Xavier Alford right behind him at an 80 overall. I think he should be a little higher. You got Shamari Simmons in the free safety spot at an 80 overall. So again, the safeties for Arizona State are certainly a strong point for the Sun Devils. Again, something that we had kind of talked about for a while. We'll keep this up on the screen a little bit longer just as we go through some of the other ratings. The cornerback room is not great. There are a couple Arizona State Sun Devils that I'm not even seeing on the roster. I don't see Cole Martin on this team. I don't see a couple of the other transfers on here, so it may just need to be updated, or you may need to get some of those guys from the portal itself. You move to the linebacker spot for Arizona State. Keyshawn Elliott at a 77 overall. You got Tate Romney at a 77, and then Jordan Crook, the Arkansas linebacker transfer, at a 75 overall. To the middle linebacker spot, Zyrus Fiaseyu, the San Diego State transfer, at a 75 overall. Caleb Kola at a 75 overall. So overall, the linebacker room, not too bad, but the defensive line scares me a little bit, especially the interior, the defensive line. You got Zach Swanson, the Texas transfer. He's at a 78 overall, 93 strength. Love that, 71 speed. CJ Fight getting a little disrespected here in my eyes, a 74 only. Only a 74 overall. I'm not huge on that. I think he should be a little bit higher. I think he's probably a player that you look to midseason, early in the season, that could eventually really skyrocket with some serious playing time for the Arizona State Sun Devils. The edge rushers on this team, another interesting look as I'm kind of moving through them. There are, again, a couple players that I'm not necessarily, their rankings just aren't jumping out to me. I don't see Clayton Smith on here. I know he's in the game, and I know he's on the roster somewhere. Also, another player, Prince Dorba, is another one that I can't seem to find through here. Again, I know he's on the roster and in the game, but I can't seem to find him as it stands right now. Overall, Arizona State, again, certainly an interesting team to play with in the game. One other note I'll say about this game that is really cool. So in front of me, I've got the overall thumbnail screen that you can have in this game when you choose your team to play with. And it has scat on it. It's got Sparky. It's all maroon and gold. And also another really cool element is the game features a ticket stub from the most memorable home win from all 134 teams on the lower right-hand corner. So the one that I'm looking at right now for all the Wildcat fans in here is from November 29th, 1975, Arizona State versus the Arizona Wildcats. The section is 236, row 21, and seat 16. Literally gives you ticket stubs from this game. Super, super cool. This game is super detailed, and it's remarkable. It is, seriously, the amount of time and effort that went into this game is absolutely incredible. And for those of you that can't play the game yet, I'm going to show you what it's going to look like when you load in and you get to play at Mountain America Stadium,
where the Sun Devils thrive. Welcome to Tempe, Arizona, Mountain America Stadium, home to the Arizona State Sun Devils and the rich legacy formed by the likes of Frank Kush, Jake the Snake, and Pat Tillman. Little gets the blood boiling. Quite like a rivalry game. Barbs, shots, trash talk, things that go on throughout the week will now all be settled on this field. As we'll see the number 16 team in the country, the Arizona Wildcats, taking on another team from the Big 12 in an intra-conference matchup, the Arizona State Sun Devils. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And
turn me up. Are you kidding me? We've been waiting 11 years for this. 11 years for this damn game. Run it back. We're heading to Mountain America Stadium,
where the Sun Devils thrive. Welcome to Tempe, Arizona, Mountain America Stadium, home to the Arizona State Sun Devils and the rich legacy formed by the likes of Frank Kush, Jake the Snake, and Pat Tillman. Little gets the blood boiling. Quite like a rivalry game. Barbs, shots, trash talk, things that go on throughout the week will now all be settled on this field. As we'll see the number 16 team in the country, the Arizona Wildcats, taking on another team from the Big 12 in an intra-conference matchup, the Arizona State Sun Devils. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And
I can neither confirm nor deny what the comments are saying, asking if that was me in the stadium. EA Sports may have reached out. They may have asked, hey, we love the hair. We were wondering if we could put you in the stadium. And my response immediately was, you could put me there. However, I have to be having a Circle K Polar Pop in my hands from the start of the game to the end of the game. Either make it happen or I don't want to be in the game. That's how good the Circle K Polar Pops are. They are America's thirst shop, and they've got a new free membership program called Inner Circle that's going to help you save money every single day. Start off by saving 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups, and then every day after that, save 3 cents per gallon. Thirst has officially met its match. Enjoy your member-exclusive beverage deal. Inner Circle is going to help you get any size Polar Pop or Froster for just 79 cents now through September 3rd at any Arizona location. Find it in the app under Inner Circle and offers. Join Inner Circle for free by downloading that Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. Now, I also need to have, on top of my Polar Pop, on top of well-groomed hair in the sleeve, I also need to have my Shady Rays, because if you didn't notice, it is bright as hell in Mountain America Stadium at Arizona State, okay? Not just in the video game, but in real life as well. Whether you are by the pool, whether you are out golfing, it doesn't matter. The sun is always out here in the valley, so make sure you have your Shady Rays. And of course, if you're an Arizona State fan, they've got maroon, they've got gold, they've got colors for everybody, and they've got great styles for you as well. Look, I'm not the only host of this show. We got Eric Ruby, Shane Diefenbach, not with us today. But if you've ever seen the three of us at one time, you know we all have very different and unique styles. And Shady Rays, they have different options and choices that fit everything that we have here at PHNX. So that means they definitely have something for you as well. And exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Head to shadyrays.com and use that code PHNX for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try it for yourself. Shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. House of Heat Sports saying he has to hide his tears of happiness. I do. I absolutely do. Are you kidding me? I will be camping out in this office and sleeping here to play this damn game. Okay, that's just the truth. That's what I'm going to do. And if you want to judge me for it, then you can. But this game has seriously been 11 years in the making. And one of the best parts of this game is the NIL, the transfer portal, and conference realignment, right? Like you can literally set conferences the way that you want. Shane Diefenbach, when he gets back from Las Vegas, I'm telling you right now, he is going to revert the Pac-12 back to what it was, okay? If you want Pac-12 football, Shane Diefenbach's dynasty is where you need to be, because that's exactly where he's going to go with it. But as it stands right now, Arizona State, Arizona, Colorado, Utah, they are in the Big 12. And from the sounds of it, they might add some more teams to the Big 12 sooner rather than later. Jason Scheer tweeted this out just the other day, saying, according to sources, there is an internal belief in the Big 12 that Florida State and Clemson are likely to join the conference within the next year or so. Now, of course, Jason Scheer, he's a Wildcat. I understand that. He's on PHNX Wildcats all the time. But one thing I will say about Jason is when it comes to conference realignment, he's kind of hit the nail on the head. He did it with Arizona. He did it with Arizona State, Colorado, and those schools, and people were giving him a lot of flack when it first happened. Jason, again, he got it right. So when it comes to this, I'm siding with Jason Scheer on it. I think Jason obviously knows something. He's not just tweeting for the sake of popularity and to just tweet. That's not what he does. But as we look a little bit deeper into Clemson and Florida State potentially joining the Big 12, we know about the lawsuits with the ACC. From the sounds of it, the Big 12 expects those to kind of get handled in their favor, and those two programs would be on the market. So the conversation that I want to have today in terms of those programs joining the Big 12 has a lot to do with kind of the fallout. And we saw the fallout of Texas and Oklahoma going to the SEC, leaving the Big 12, left an opening, right? Brett Yormark and that conference decided that they were obviously going to add some teams. They more recently added Arizona State, Arizona, Colorado, and Utah. But even prior, that following year, they added other schools. They added a Cincinnati. They added BYU, UCF, and the list goes on, right? So we know Brett Yormark and the Big 12 aren't scared to add teams, to get creative with it. Okay. So you add Clemson, you add Florida State. House of Heat Sports in the chat. Imagine Dilly versus Norvell Bowl every single year. Of course, Norvell at Florida State and Dilly at ASU. They work together for some time. Memphis at Florida State. So that would certainly be interesting. You assume Florida State and Clemson would come from the ACC, and they would be two of the powerhouses now in the Big 12, which is interesting because it feels like this conference might be lacking a little bit of sheer dominance when it comes to football. You could talk about Utah. You could talk a little bit about Arizona, but that hasn't happened year over year. You know, Arizona State will be there in no time, right? Just 5 seasons or so. Maybe less. We're a 10-win team at a certain point. You never know. And I'm not talking about EA Sports College Football 25. I'm talking about real life here, okay? But Florida State, Clemson, bear with me here. Buckle up, okay, Danielle? Florida State, Clemson, they bounce. Sayonara. They have left the ACC. They are now in the Big 12. That leaves a giant hole in the ACC as it stands, very similar to when Texas and Oklahoma left, very similar to when USC and UCLA left the Pac-12. Now, this is where things get interesting because the ACC is going to be doing everything in its power to not fold, okay? Now, would the ACC choose to try and poach schools from the Big 12? Will they try and poach schools from the SEC? Or will they do what I think is most likely to happen and give a lovely call to Oregon State and Washington State and say, hey, look, we know that you've been roughing it for a while now, okay? The Seminoles, the Tigers, they left us. Your entire conference left you, okay? How about you don't drink alone in Vegas anymore? How about you come hang with the boys in the ACC, okay? You can just ask your friends, your former friends, Stanford and Cal, see how they went, see how they liked it, and come on over to the ACC. So I think that's a realistic option. I think those two programs would then find a home, and then you would eventually have your let's play the world's smallest violin for the Pac-2 that is now dead, because that's exactly what would happen. The Pac-12, Pac-2, Pac whatever would then die out completely. Or what you might have happen is we've got the Wild West again, similar to what you had when the Pac-12 disbanded, and you had the Big 12, you had the Big 10 say, you know what, we are just going to welcome all of these teams to our conference. Let's get a little bit bigger. Now, does the Big 10 opt to do that? Does the Big 10 say, hey, the ACC just lost 2 of its top schools. Is this the time to go poach the other 4, right? Or poach maybe 2 of the other really good schools? Does the Big 12 say, hey, we love Florida State and Clemson, but we want to bring 2 others in? And then maybe the Big 12 gives a call to Oregon State and Washington State, right? Because they'd be a little bit closer as a conference geographically, which I know, again, Shane Diefenbach would love. He loves a map that looks like it belongs, versus maybe adding some of the other ACC schools. So there are a lot of different options. Do we see the SEC get back in the mix and say, hey, you know what, some of these ACC schools that are a little bit closer to where we play, maybe we will bring them along to bolster not just a football conference, but maybe compete with the Big 12 in basketball by bringing in maybe some schools like a North Carolina, right? So there is a lot to happen. Danielle, I'm curious from your perspective, and everybody in the chat as well, if Clemson and Florida State opt to join the Big 12, let's go ahead and put a poll up in the chat here. This one might be a little bit wordy. So we'll give out some options. How many options can we put in the poll, Danielle? Can we put 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead. What happens to the ACC? Okay, that'll be the poll. What happens to the ACC? Stays together will be an option. Adds teams from the Pac-2. Disbands completely, or other. And other could be the Martians come take over. It could be, I don't know, maybe the dinosaurs come back, college football ceases to exist. Maybe Brett Yormark is the overlord at that point. Like, I don't know. A lot of things could potentially happen. But it certainly is going to be interesting. And again, it's going to be the next domino to fall. It feels pretty much a sure thing that those 2 programs are on the way out of the ACC. Now, whether they move to join the Big 12, maybe there's conversations to join the SEC, the Big 10. Again, those are 2 high-level programs that are certainly going to be on the market that you are going to want if you are a commissioner. And if you are Brett Yormark, those are two schools that I am absolutely doing everything in my power to bolster my conference as a football conference to go do. We know Florida State is pretty damn good when it comes to baseball as well. It would help add some baseball, some high-level baseball, that is, to the Big 12. You saw what Clemson did on the basketball front, on the hardwood this past season. That throws in another really solid team to an already dominant basketball conference. So certainly going to be interesting. Brian in the chat, maybe smaller schools are going to join the ACC. That's another good point. If you're the ACC, do I say, hey, maybe I'm going to go add the Oregon State and Washington State and maybe try and pull two schools from the Mountain West, right? Maybe I say, hey, it's about time that San Diego State and Fresno State get their run. Do you opt to do that? Do you go get Boise State? What do you do? It's going to be unique. And again, for people that love maps, for people that love geography, get ready to get fucked. Because, again, when it comes to conference realignment, nobody cares, right? There's no reason that you have Stanford playing Syracuse in football. There's zero reason. If I'm looking at a map, here and here, they got to go play each other. Why? Right? You just had these two schools playing here and here and here. And now we're like, let's, what I'm pretty sure they did was they're like, you know what would be cool? How far is the farthest we can possibly make two schools have to travel to play each other in a sport? And Syracuse and Stanford were like, you know what? We got this. Hold our beer. We got it. And that's exactly what happened. So it's going to be unique. It's going to be interesting. House of Heat Sports in the chat. I can't believe I could say I saw two power conferences fold in my lifetime. Not just in your lifetime, in the span of 3 years. In a span of 3 years, we're going to go from a Power 5 to a Power 3. Do you even call it a Power 3 at that point, or do you just call it the three conferences? Like, it's madness. And the fun thing is, you can experiment with it right now in EA Sports College Football 25. If you want to get ahead of the curve, just throw Clemson and Florida State in the Big 12, say fuck it, and go mess around with Oregon State and Washington State. Like, try it. What might be cool, and I know this is an Arizona State podcast, maybe load up as like an Oregon State in your dynasty and just see how gross you can get with your schedule, right? Say, screw the pack. Can you become an independent in this game? There, you got to be, right? You should be able to like create, or I guess not create, but go be an independent. If I'm Oregon State or Washington State and I'm loading in that dynasty, I'm absolutely doing that. I'm doing that. I'm scheduling the craziest schedule of all time. Come on.
I vote for chaos.
Yeah.
So
your team chaos?
Screw it. Yeah, screw it. Like, we got Cal Berkeley playing in the Atlantic Coast. Let's add Hawaii. They lose Clemson.
Do it.
They lose Clemson, Florida State. Let's add Hawaii. Why not?
Just get as gross as you possibly can. Oh, my gosh. How's the poll doing as it stands right now, Danielle? Do we got some votes on it?
It is also chaos.
It is also chaos. That's what I love to see. I love to see chaos from you, chat. Again, while the poll is cooking, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review. Also, open up another tab. Keep us open because we love to hear and have you guys rocking with us over on the YouTube channel. But as you open another tab, head over to gophnx.com. Click the little Die Hard tab, and it's going to tell you everything that you unlock when you become a PHNX Die Hard, including access to the Die Hard Discord. You're going to have access to all of our premium written content. You're going to get yourself a Die Hard membership card, a free t-shirt of your choice from the locker, and discounts on all events. And now is the perfect time to become a Die Hard. Leading up to the college football season, leading up to the release of the game, we had people going nuts in the Die Hard Discord, and it's not just for Arizona State. We have a Wildcats chat. We have a hockey chat. Sorry, Danielle. We have a Cardinals chat. We have a Suns chat. We have a Mercury chat. We have so much going on at all times. And we've got some great merch. The Valley Collection has dropped, and if you're looking to become a PHNX Die Hard, as we said, you're going to get yourself that free Die Hard t-shirt or hoodie, right? Is it a hoodie? It's either a shirt or a hoodie, I believe, or a hat. Or a hat. Yeah, a shirt or a hat that you are going to get free once a year. You're getting a new one. Now is the time, because look at that damn taco truck. I want that taco truck so badly. I ordered it. I can't wait for it to get here. I've also got the State 48 shirt. They're almost like collectible items at this point. They're comfortable, they're affordable, and they are absolutely great. Highly recommend. Again, you sign up to become a PHNX diehard. Brian in the chat, move some JUCO football programs up. That might be fun. just say, screw it. We're turning the Estrella Mountain Community College. We're giving them a football team, and we're going to go crazy. House of Heat Sports, we're soon to say screw conferences, and every school is independent. I don't think that's going to be true because not every school financially can actually do that, right? Certain schools, and you realistically look at the only one that is able to be and survive as an independent, that is Notre Dame. And you just look at the alumni base, you look at the traction, the fan base. There's not a lot of fan bases, if any, like Notre Dame out there that can really keep a program alive in terms of donors, in terms of funding, and all that type of stuff, including the TV deal that they have. So, I mean, that's pretty ridiculous. PHNX Sports with another just all-time MCC to ACC. I'm here for it. William in the chat, Hawaii versus Boston College conference game would be hilarious, but a travel nightmare. Can you imagine like how crazy that would be? And also, like, one thing that doesn't get talked about is like every year you looked at USC in the Pac-12 playing Notre Dame, right? That's one of their rivals. And I remember it was either my last year in South Bend or maybe the year after, where it was like super freaking cold in South Bend one year. And all these guys are playing in LA, right? All of these USC Trojans, they're accustomed to like 75 degrees in the beach. And it's like 20 degrees and snowing in South Bend. And everyone's like, we don't know how USC is going to play in this. Can you imagine if Hawaii had to go to Boston College in December or like late November, what that would look like? These poor kids would have to travel like 10 hours to freeze their asses off to play Boston College? That's awful. That is so bad. Like, that sounds like a Mad Libs for like college football, and it's just so painful. It'd be even worse in basketball too, right? All these guys going for 2 20-minute halves against Boston College. You got a 10-hour flight for 40 minutes of basketball. Like, that's ridiculous. That's absurd to me. Will in the chat, oh my gosh. Scottsdale CC Artichokes in the Big 12. Oh, God. It's madness, Danielle. What are the final results of this poll here? What do we got?
Okay, so
did the chaos continue?
The chaos did continue. So I'm going to end the poll. We are at, there we go, at 37% adds the Pac-2 teams.
Okay.
43% folds.
Wow.
12% stays together, 6% other.
Wow. For those of you that voted other, are we leaning on the Martians, the aliens? What do we got? Why other? I'm just curious, or what you think the other option is. Interesting that almost half of the poll says that the ACC folds, right? I'd feel like it's going to be a little bit more challenging as we kind of move through conference realignment to see another massive conference kind of fold, just because all of these other conferences already have so many teams, right? Like the Big 12 is 16 teams. If it were to add Florida State and Clemson, you'd be looking at an 18-team conference right now, which that's crazy. 18 teams in one conference, and half of them don't even have the same time zone. Like, it's wild. It's wild, but that's what college sports is right now. And it might get crazier. It might get crazier. So just keep that in mind as we move along here, okay? But look, you might not be able to deal with all of the college football, college basketball madness while you're sober, okay? And I totally understand that, and that's why you need to get your hands on some Four Peaks. Be sure to follow them on social at Four Peaks Brew, at Four Peaks Pub, to keep up with the latest on Arizona's premier craft brewery. Again, whether you are out on the links, maybe you're out by the pool, I'm telling you, there is nothing like a Four Peaks brew to keep you cool, guys. Be on the lookout, too, for the Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale. It's a collab between Four Peaks and Bad Birdie. Super drinkable and the perfect companion at the tee box or in your fridge as you load up EA Sports College Football 25, okay? Go be the coach of your favorite program and drink a brew as you get Arizona State to #1 in the nation. Visit fourpeaks.com/locator to find all your favorite beers and events. Check out at Four Peaks Brew, at Four Peaks Pub to keep up with the latest at Arizona's hometown brewery. You do got to be 21 or older to drink Four Peaks, and please enjoy responsibly. Now, look, talking about being responsible, okay, with your money, okay? It's a tough thing to do nowadays, especially when you got new video games dropping that you've been waiting 11 years for, okay? So be responsible with your money and trust Desert Financial. They are the official retail banking partner of Arizona State University. And the reason you could trust them, guys, is because they've been doing it time and time and time again. They are back-to-back champs for about 85 years. Desert Financial has been Arizona's largest, most trusted local credit union, dedicated to creating exceptional experiences by giving back to the community and providing financial solutions that make lives better. It's a team full of financial experts who are committed to their members. That is you guys and the community, offering financial solutions tailored to helping real people achieve their financial goals and dreams. And if you're an Arizona sports fan, which I know all of you are, there's no better place to do your banking than Desert Financial Credit Union. Now is the time to show your ASU team spirit. Open a free checking account online to get $200 plus your choice of 3 Arizona State University Visa debit cards. Go to desertfinancial.com/ASU to get started. Let's see. Will in the chat, Looney Tunes saves them. I love that. I'm here for a Bugs Bunny to the ACC switcheroo here, like Space Jam, but for college football. That'd be cool. That'd be real cool. What positions do they play? Is Bugs quarterback?
Ooh, is this a snake draft?
Ooh. What's the title? Is it Looney Tunes?
Well, we drafted a like animal basketball team. We could
Looney Tunes basketball team?
We can do a Looney Tunes. Well, we can't. That's already been done.
It's been twice, actually.
Looney Tunes football.
Looney Tunes football. I'm here for that. I think Bugs plays quarterback.
Yeah.
Who's the best athlete? It's Bugs or Lola.
I think Bugs.
It's either Bugs or Lola.
Do you think Bugs also plays receiver?
Ooh.
He throws it to himself. I feel like isn't that a thing? Isn't that one of those things that he does in a show? I don't know.
I feel like the best option for wide receiver is the Roadrunner, right? Like just the sheer speed, or maybe he plays running back.
Would you have Roadrunner or running back? Would you have him at receiver or running back? See, I think Taz is probably the running back.
Great running back. Taz would be a great running back. Maybe that is the snake draft this week. Looney Tunes. I had somebody in the chat asking about Navi in the game. As it stands right now, I don't see him on the roster. Again, doesn't mean that he's not on the roster. I just have not seen him from what I've got here at the depth chart. But again, keep in mind, he is a walk-on. So I'm not sure if walk-ons are on this game as well. That'd be pretty damn cool, though, if they were. But, yeah, definitely load into the game. Let me know if you find him. Let me know what he is. Will in the chat, Bugs is a slot receiver, House of Heat Sport. Bugs is an athlete. I love it. Who are some of the other Looney Tunes characters that I'm missing here?
Yosemite Sam.
He strikes me as big backup energy.
Yeah.
He's backup like tight end or something. Like
he definitely plays for Texas Tech, right?
Yeah. Him and Raider Red, they are one. They are absolutely one.
Marvin the Martian.
He
might be a receiver.
But hear me out. I think he plays defense. I think he is like one of those slot. He's a nickel corner, and he's giving your wideout the business the entire game. Daffy Duck, right? What's Daffy playing?
He's definitely defense.
He's definitely defense too. Yeah, he might be coming off the edge. To sack your quarterback. Coyote and Roadrunner. Yeah, they're a dominant duo here. Roadrunner is playing running back. Coyote gives me big free safety energy. Like he's just owning the secondary. Elmer Fudd.
Roadrunner receiver, Coyote corner.
I'm taking Roadrunner every day of the week, even on Sundays. Are you kidding me? Give me Roadrunner every damn time. That Coyote doesn't stand a chance. Come on now. Elmer Fudd. Oof. Maybe middle linebacker? I feel like he plays more defense than offense here.
I don't think he might be an interior lineman.
You think? You guys, the chat's gone to the point where I need to look up Looney Tunes characters to figure this out. Let's see. Looney Tunes, cartoons. Oh no, just Looney Tunes characters. Ooh, Porky Pig. That's your center right there, right? Sorry to Porky, but you need to have yourself somebody on the offensive line. Elmer Fudd. Sylvester, the cat. He might be a defensive end as well. He's got the size for it. He's got Foghorn Leghorn. That's a premier left tackle, right? Or a defensive lineman.
Yeah, absolutely.
That guy is he's all pro every year. Pepe Le Pew. That's tough. Hector the Bulldog. You got some, I forgot how many damn characters are in this world.
There's so many.
There are so many. Holy hell. Jeez. I'm here for it, though. That might have to Granny. I forgot about Granny, too. You could draft Speedy Gonzalez. Oh, my gosh. Speedy Gonzalez is Raleek Brown. That's exactly what it is with a 99 speed. Oh my goodness. Guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review. That is going to do it for today's episode. Actually, I almost forgot. I don't know how I almost got out of here without telling you guys about Bobby Hurley and what the ASU basketball team is doing. So, John Rothstein tweeted this out earlier today saying Arizona State and Florida are finalizing an agreement to meet on December 14th at State Farm Center in Atlanta, according to multiple sources. So you're going to have your Arizona State Sun Devils playing the Florida Gators in basketball in a non-conference matchup this season. Should definitely be a good test for the Sun Devils ahead of Big 12 play. And again, the Arizona State-Florida rivalry just continues to be a thing, right? Emory Jones, Ricky Pearsall, Elijah Badger. Like, the amount of former Sun Devils you have becoming Florida Gators is different. You got Kamari Wilson, who we talked about a little bit earlier in the EA Sports College Football 25. He's obviously a Sun Devil. So Florida and Arizona State continue to go head-to-head, but this time in basketball. Again, John Rothstein reporting December 14th in Atlanta. Those two teams are going to square off. Should be a good one. But like I said, now hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and drop a 5-star review. That is going to do it for today's episode of the PHNX Sun Devils Show. If you enjoyed the content, give us a follow at PHNX_Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony_Totri. You can follow DJ Danielle at Abrica Danielle across social media. And guys, one more heads up. Be on the lookout for the next several weeks. We're going to be pumping out some EA Sports College Football 25 content related to Arizona State. Let us know what you want to see. Maybe some post-game shows for some simulated matchups. I'm here for it. I'm ready to rock for all that stuff. It's going to be an absolute blast, so make sure you are subscribed not only to us everywhere, but specifically on that YouTube channel, PHNX Sports, guys. And as always, go Devils and peace.
We all silly like the mayor.